Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here. Hope everyone's having a good time and having fun on Friday. I have these strange patterns and alliteration, so Friday's and Sunday. Well, I like to have fun every day if I can, but I'm like a big kid, I gotta admit. But anyway, I thought I'd talk. Also, I'm doing my second part of my usual strange lists that I do. So I hope someone out there will enjoy it, especially football fans. But people who are not football, I have to say, I hope that's one of my dreams. I hope that I can discuss football in a way that someone who doesn't even like football will find interesting. So I hope I'll make this video as interesting as possible. Please forgive me if I don't. I'll do my best. As ever, I'd love to know your opinions, especially football fans, but anyone welcome to post opinions, all views accepted, and all that, freedom of speech and all that great stuff. And on that note as well, I hope to support human rights and freedoms and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if I include that in the first video, but so I don't know if I don't include that, then in the list, I've at least included it in the introduction. So as ever, I'd love to know what you think about these ideas, which you least and most favourite. Anyway, I'll try and get to the point. Sorry. Number 11. I hope to improve relations between Italy, and the rest of the world through football, as I've talked before about. But even Italy and France, which don't always get along, I'd love to look at what they have in common, how they can work together, and form a football alliance, and maybe even that can help politically in other areas, because football can bring people together, perhaps, I suppose. And also football is very political. I assume it's always been quite political, for better or worse. Anyway, so I hope to improve the relations between Italy and France. Like I called it, I thought of this idea like Mr. T, which is both Italy and France are Mediterranean nations. They're both republics, and they both have the tricolor, but they can probably look at even more things they have in common, like they're both Latin and things like that, which I suppose most of the Mediterranean countries are. But anyway, so how Italy can improve relations with the rest of the world through football, and have academies across Asia and the Americas and places like that, and also with CELTIC and that partnership which we talked about before. So I hope that I can start some of these new building these new bridges through football, and Italians will practice as much as possible. Number 12. On that note, I hope Italians will continue to practice and develop football and become the first country in the world to win 3 World Cups in a row. I had this mad dream, which is probably one of my biggest dreams for football, if not the biggest, which is for Italy to become the most successful club, but also to win the most, to win 3 World Cups in a row, and no other country's ever done that. So I love Italy to win the 2022 World Cup, 2026 World Cup, and 2023 World Cup, which would mean they'd have, I think, 2 more than Brazil even. So in the future, it probably wouldn't matter if we don't win as much, because I look at it as like a league table. So, but yes, I hope they will encourage each other and come together, and towns will be united through football, and even from the diaspora, and they can do things in school about anti-bullying through football and sports participation. Sorry, in PE halls. PE stands for physical education here in the UK. I don't know what they call it abroad, but and how. In gym halls or whatever you want to call them, or even assembly halls, and they can play football in assemblies and all that. Teachers encourage it, and for passing the ball to each other or keeping your piece, Italy to break all those sorts of records as well, and really love football and all that kind of thing. And again, tackle bullying through football. So if you know no bullying, they just work together in football and stuff like that. So I keep hearing noise over there. I keep looking, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's just the wind. All the windows are closed. Anyway, sorry. Number 13. I know I'm a bit biased being an Italy fan. I often talk about it. It feels a bit strange because I'm normally an anti-imperialist, but because I supported Italy because I was quite naive and I thought I look Italian, or I think I look Italian, especially when I was younger. So that's why I support them. But it feels a bit biased because I know Italian football is not the most ethical. I often think of a negative thing to put for number 13. So anyway, moving on. Number 14. On that note, I hope to make Italian football more ethical, challenge racism, extreme politics, and again, build relations with the rest of the world, and also to have fundraising events through Italian football, and they record them on YouTube, playing either with other Italians or with people from different countries, so that they fundraise for things like for slums and orphanages in Asia and that sort of thing. And I've talked before about how I'd love to go to parts of Asia and play football with people from slums and all that. And be a place like in Pakistan, where I think they make the footballs, and all over Asia, but I think Pakistan especially make a lot of footballs and all that sort of stuff. So I'd love to take footballs there with NGOs and play football with them. But like most of my ideas are to benefit. In football, they're normally somewhere along the line to benefit Italian football and stroke or Celtic, generally speaking, unless otherwise stated. So maybe even people from Italy itself as well to go to Pakistan and like practice as well, and other parts of Asia. But again, Italians to practice football as much as possible and to solve problems with football and how it can bring people together, especially on the 17th of March, it's Leeds Unification Day, and also on that note, like because they share it with St. Patrick's Day as well, on the same day, so that can improve relations between Italy and Ireland, which both also have tricolor and are both also republics. And I suppose coincidentally are both Catholics. No, I'm not a big fan of Catholicism, but they do have that in common. So, but anyway, number 15. Again, I hope to network with other people and talk about ideas for football and how football can be used for good and to bring people together and help people forget about their problems, and just spread joy and have fun and all that sort of thing. Number 16, I'd love to go to Italy with like fellow dyslexics and Anglo-Indians and talk about my ideas, and hopefully my ideas will really make a positive change and really help Italian football to become number one, and also like dyslexics and Anglo-Indians to go to like Celtic Park, Parkhead, whatever you want to call it, Paradise or whatever you want to call it, and practice football then while people raise awareness of dyslexia through football. And there was a player who played for the rivals, for our rivals, like Stephen Naismith, who's dyslexic. So symbolically, I'd love to bring Stephen Naismith into like football tournaments and like have fundraisers, even though he played for the rivals. Like that would be symbolic to show that in spite of the fact we've got differences, we can still come together. So I don't know if it'll work, but as with all these ideas, but it's just another idea I thought I'd share. Again, looking to solve problems around the world through football and bring people together and things like that. Number 17, I talk a lot about my imaginations, and I know I'm dreaming quite a lot, but I'll say I love Italian football to become number one, both at club and national level, in terms of trophies won internationally, and also Celtic to become the top team in Scotland in terms of trophies won and recognised internationally as a top Scottish team, and also like for the two to help each other generally, and including helping lower levels of Italian football, and also to set up like also set up loads of tournaments and things like that, and also like as I talked before about like M.K.S for Italian football finances, where we look at how like to bring in sponsors and how to help Italian football to become the best, like also financially, so we can afford to buy football pitches, training facilities, and avoid clubs going bust and things like that. And number 18, again, hope to have like football for good, football for peace, like rainbow teams for multiculturalism or diversity, like people of different colours, faiths, backgrounds, and things like that coming together through football, and all sorts of events like that. Number 19, through football, I hope to have fundraisers which help African software developers and that sort of thing, and game makers and technology for Africa and things like that. And number 20, I hope to do as much as I can, and hopefully I'll have affected the world in a positive way and also had a lot of fun. As ever, I'd love to know your ideas, and I'd love to make like football competitions. Like for instance, Italian football is known to be a bit boring and defensive, but I thought like normally in football, for a win you get 3 points, for a draw you get 1 point, and if you lose you don't get any points. But I thought, what if we made it so that you get a point for every goal you score, which means you have to be more attacking to get more. Each goal you score, you get more points, and especially at Italian football youth level. A lot of my ideas I have like for Italian football, I'd like to share them on YouTube or elsewhere, but I suppose my paranoia about opposition fans finding out the tactics puts me off. So I'd love to be able to share those top secret tactics, skills and things like that I think of, and how I as a dyslexic can think creatively, so a positive side of dyslexia. Anywho, hope you like this video, and please share as ever your comments. Peace and love. Please do like the video and share it. I'd really appreciate it. And again, like if you help my channel as well as helping me, I'll be able to help more people as well. I know I'll be able to help Italian football and Celtic, but I'll also be able to help poorer people as well from Asia and places like that. Peace and love.